All right, golfers, so you want to play St. Andrews course in Golf VR, an amazing course, but I'd like to give you a couple of tips that I've learned after playing this course quite a bit. This is one of my favorite courses to play, but it can be very difficult, and so I want to give you some tips on how best to play this and how to avoid some of the problems. So first off, I want you to take a look at the first hole, and one of the things that you kind of forget about, or I didn't know it at first, is this water here comes into play with your driver. I have hit into the water a couple times, and so you really have to be careful because the ball will roll out in St. Andrews, as we'll talk about a little later. And so it's easy, if you don't hit it exactly straight, it's easy to get into the water. So let's check it out. Let's hit a shot. You can see that I have a huge wind here. So let's see if that plays into it. All right, I didn't hit that very good, and look at that. That's going to be right in the water. Right? I've done that many, many times. So let's go back to the tee again. Hit again here. Okay, now let's try to hit a better shot. See if we can put it in the fairway. Okay, there's a better shot. See what happens with this one. Oh, am I going to get on the bridge? Oh, hits the bridge, bounce back, or that would have been in the water also. So as you can see, you really got to be wary. Sometimes I'll just go back and hit an iron from that spot, from the tee. I'll go back and just hit an iron and get it in the fairway, and then take my chances with the second shot. Okay. All right, so let's take a look here at this hole, the second hole here. 412 yards. Hit a pretty good drive. Let's see what it does. All right. Go. So now from the rough, the ball comes out pretty well from the rough in on St. Andrews. And one of the things that I have found is that anytime I'm aiming towards the green, and you can see that my line here for my 150-yard club is, they've given me this because I'm in the rough. It's past the green. I always club down, right? I always want to try to club down, and even that might be too far. Let's see if this runs out on me. Okay, let's see what happens with that shot. See if it runs out. Oh, that's going to be almost perfect. Club down, but even then, still rolls out quite a bit from there. So now let's take a look from here, 139 yards. Okay, I have my 150-yard club. Now watch what happens. I hit my 150-yard club. It is into the wind, but watch what happens when it hits the green here. Okay, it gets on the green, and then that thing should just roll. And just keeps rolling. Keeps rolling. Another key that you want to think about with St. Andrews is that the greens are very hilly. They're huge, huge greens, and a lot of hills on them. But near the pin tends to be, as you can see, near the pin, it tends to be pretty straight. And so you usually, if you can get it close enough, you can get some straight putts and really kind of putt for birdie. Oh, left that one short. But that was a pretty easy putt, to be honest, that I could have done to get a birdie there. Okay, so let's take a look at some of these other holes. One of the holes I want to take you to, let's take you to hole 3 here. Okay, play this one. Okay, another pretty good drive. They got the bunker in front, but there's a lot of room there to play it. Now, this is what you have to be aware of. You do not want to be in the bunkers. Okay, these bunkers are very difficult to get out of, especially if you're up against the edge. If I want to try to get it to the green, I'm going to have a really hard time, even though this is a 100-yard club. And so make sure that you open up the club face. Sometimes I've even had to hit backwards to get out of these tough bunkers. So you can see over here the other bunker has an even higher wall. These bunkers have these huge walls. You get in that one, it's really hard to get out of. So club down, make sure you use your sand wedge, and then just take a swing at it and hit it up as high as you can here. So there we are. Okay, with that I got out, but it's just not ideal. Okay, so you can see, I'm going to put it, if you're in the bunker, you have a huge wall in front of you. Very difficult, very difficult. Open up the sand wedge, right, and pop it out. It's going to go pretty good. You can usually get out of it, but if you're a long ways away, if you hit a fairway bunker from one of those, you are in trouble. All right, so here we are. We're in the bunker, and we have the wall in front of us here, and we are 199 yards away. Well, no way can we get the iron over that, so it's going to cost us a stroke. We could either go backwards, right, and hit out, or what I like to do is club out and get my sand wedge and just play it out 100 yards, open it up, so I make sure I get over top of the bunker there, the wall, and just kind of hit it in the fairway, or rough in this case, and play it from there, because that is a tough one. You're not gonna, you're gonna cost yourself a stroke no matter what you do on that one. Okay. Again, take a look. You can see the near the pin over here, near the pin, you can see that it kind of flattens out. So those are the areas you really want to be in, because, and they're pretty small areas, but if you can try to be there, you can really have a good shot for birdies and pars. Okay. See that area? Now you see that it's really flat in this area, and so from here, right, you have a nice straight putt that you should, if you hit it hard enough, you should be able to make. Okay, and a couple of tips on the par fives. Okay, tight fairways on these par fives, right? So make sure that you are able to get it in the fairway. You can see that I'm not going to be in the fairway here, and I'll show you what that's going to do here. Okay, long ways away, but again, you're able, the rough is not as bad as some of the other courses, so you really have a good shot at reaching it. Let's see if I can reach it. My club says that I can get there. Let's see what happens. Very straight. Oh, got to hit in the fairway. If you hit it in the rough, you're not going to get any roll. Now, the green, you're going to get a lot of roll. So watch how much roll I get just on this shot right here. Okay, pretty good shot at it. See if I get any roll. Nope. Landed on the flat spot. So again, here's the flat spot. Should be able to make a putt here, a long putt. Oh, just missed. Okay, so tap in right there. Okay, let's go to another hole. Okay, next hole I want you to take a look at is these holes on the back nine. They can be fairly difficult to manage. So let's take a look at hole 15 here. Okay, hole 15, again, very small fairway. Okay, the wind's blowing quite a bit that way. Let's see if we can put it in the fairway. You want to try to keep it in the fairway. You keep it in the fairway, you have a great chance to score well at St. Andrews. Okay, all right, so here I am. It shows me in the rough 185 yards to the back of the green with this club. What I like to do again is to make sure I club down the other way. And sometimes, usually 2 clubs is what I'll do. So now you can see I'm 162 right in front of the pin. We'll see if I can get it there. Pretty good shot. Let's see what happens. Little short with the wind. I think that changed it up a little bit. Okay. So now the chips, make sure on your chipping that, again, you play it a little short because it's going to run out. It really runs out on these greens at St. Andrews. So I'm only 37 yards, so I want to barely get it on this green and have it roll to the pin. That's probably too far. Let's see what happens. Yeah, it keeps rolling out a little bit. Not too bad, though. Good area. Oh, you got to hit the putt. All right, so let's go on to the next hole. 16. Okay, now this one. You will see that there is a fence along the right side there. Make sure, I have a slice on my shot. The tee box tends to be real close to that fence. You want to play it a little bit left, because if you go over that fence, you're going to have a hard time with it. So aim more to the left. Here, stay there, don't go over. See what happens right down the side. That should be pretty good. Notice the roll you get at St. Andrews. Get a lot of roll, a lot of hilly fairways. Okay, so now we're 89 yards and my 100-yard club. Okay, this will probably go with the wind blowing a little bit to the right, quite a bit to the right. Let's see what this does. You can actually club down on this one. I could probably club down about 90% here. Let's see what happens. Oh, that wind really took it. And even that took it a little bit. Okay. All right, again, you see the flatness on the right next to the pin, but you can also see the hills if you miss it. So they have these small little kind of hilltops. Okay. Straight. See how it rolls out. You got to be very careful. It rolls out quite a bit. Again, pretty straight putt. If I can make one, got one. All right. Okay, so let's now go to 17. This is an important one to know. This one, you are going to want to hit over the building. Okay, you can see how the markers there. It kind of feels weird to aim at these buildings and try to hit over them. I play a fade, and so it works out well for me. But you want to go over top of these buildings here, just like that. A little bit too far into the rough, but look at how small the fairways are. So it's pretty hard too. Okay, now here's a 166 to it. There's a big hill in front, okay, of this green, but I don't want to be over the green because it's really hard to come back to the pin on this hole. So I like to club down. Again, I'll club down 2 clubs a lot of times so that I can roll it up there almost. Okay, so let's see if I can roll it up there from the rough. Oh, just pushed it to the right. Otherwise, I might have rolled a little bit better. Okay, now from here, you can see I have a nice chip. Should roll out towards the pin. Go. Didn't quite hit it. And these are my hardest putts right here. These side hillers, just have a hard time making these. Play it too much. Usually I play it a little bit to the high side. Too much. All right, so let's take a look at the last hole here. Okay, this one, pretty straightforward. A lot of room. And you can even hit off that cart path, or the path there. Okay. Now we have 95 yards again. With this, the wind's back at me. Okay, this should play pretty well right at the pin. Don't want to be short. Don't want to be... being long is okay because it'll roll back towards the pin. Should be pretty good. All right, now I have my side hill putts that I always struggle with. Last time I left it too high. I'm going to go more straight at it this time. Oh, didn't hit it hard enough. All right, so there you have it. That's St. Andrews, some key things to keep in mind. Hope it helps. Big things are stay out of those bunkers because they're really hard to get over the lip. Make sure that you keep the ball in the fairway. If you can keep the ball in the fairway, I think you have a better chance. And then make sure that you are able to club down when you're in the fairway. Club down because you're going to get a lot of roll through the fairways. Okay, you'll get a lot of roll through each of the fairways as you go. So keep those things in mind. You know, when you get close to the pin, remember that it flattens out on most of the holes. So hope that helps. Enjoy this course. Fun one to use. I'll be posting some new videos on Golf VR and using my Garmin R10.